So when I quit corporate, I made a promise with myself, and it was about making from entrepreneurship a joyful and rich and wonderful journey full of learnings, and approaching it as a game, approaching it as a way of getting to know myself better. And I know this sounds a little bit strange, because normally what we are taught by business coaches is that entrepreneurship should be about hustling and grinding and working so hard. And I didn't want to have that approach with my business. I didn't want to see it as a period of my life in which I will suffer and forget about my friends, forget about my partner and my personal life, especially because my business is around health and mindfulness. And if I would show up into a workshop or into an online training or anywhere into a one-on-one session, I wanted to embody what I am teaching. I wanted to come as a healthy person, to show up as someone who is conscious about her health in every way. So to cultivate that, I have a set of activities / habits that I try to do it on a regular basis. They are not super rigid, but they are part of my day-to-day. So the first one is to constantly stretch. It can be seen as yoga or just mindful stretching every time that I'm feeling like my posture is not being the best, and or every time that I've been in the computer or in screens or in a certain position for a long time, then I would stretch. And this has been super nice, a nice practice with my body, and it doesn't have to be a 1 hour of stretching session. It can be 2 minutes. And another habit is to take breaks. And this might sound like super obvious, but sometimes we forget about it, especially when we are loving what we are doing as entrepreneurs. Sometimes we can get immersed or get into the flow of what we are doing, so sometimes we forget to take a break. So it's up to you how you want to make it, if you want to set a timer or a reminder for that. I personally drink a lot of water, and I also drink coffee in the mornings. So for me, the reminder is always when I'm thirsty or when I finish my glass, then I go to get some water, pee breaks, water break, stretching break, any type of break that you can think about. Another habit that has been really joyful and helpful for me is to read authors who are encouraging. So in my case, I love reading spiritual authors or authors who have built a healthy and a conscious business, and their words are so wonderful for me. They are so motivating and so encouraging, and also they help me to feed the voice inside of me that is really calming and really kind with myself. So when I'm reading these authors, what I do is that I highlight their words. Sometimes I make notes, sometimes I make post-its with the quotes that were my favorite from the book, and those are reminders to myself, especially the authors who went through similar journeys, from getting out of their comfort zone and then trying something new and being always in an attitude of trust and confidence and certainty with life. So those words are really nourishing for me, especially when you don't know what the outcome will be or when you don't know what the future will be. So these kind of authors are just so calming. Another habit is to nourish and to cultivate my community and my connections. And by community, I mean the people that I surround with. So for example, my clients, my friends, my partners, everyone who is around me, who's part of my business or who is in contact with me, to consciously choose them and to nourish the relationship with them. It takes some time to start building your own community, and in my case, what has helped me is to organize in-person workshops where I live, and in that case, I connect with other entrepreneurs or with other teachers, workshoppers, and from those groups, I have met people who I have worked with or I am currently working with, creating something together. So for me, this is really important. I try to cultivate the relation I have with them, because for me it's very special to find this kind of persons. And also I consciously choose my clients, and I try to feel empowered and energized every time I work with them, and not drained after having a session with them. Another habit that I usually do is that I plan time slots for deep work. So by deep work, I mean the moments that you get so in depth into a task, into an activity, especially if it's something that you have to think and to be really, really focused. So I really like to plan these times, or oftentimes I combine it with a flat white. I love to drink coffee or a cortado, and for me that's a nice combo. So I know, like, around 7:30 a.m. I will go to my favorite coffee shop, I will bring my coffee, and then I know that after that or during that coffee I will close myself for 1 hour or 2 hours to shut off any notification or even like internet, and I know that I want to focus on that task. Another habit that this is one of my favorite and one that has worked the most for me is to continuously envisioning or having a creative visualization or a mental movie of the future me, the future of myself, the future of my business, around 1 year or half a year, and I close my eyes and I play that movie. Before playing it, I meditate a little bit, like 5 or 10 minutes, to get into a more relaxed state, and after that then I would go all in into playing my mental movie and repeating it again and again, and it lasts around 20 minutes. For those who wonder what's this, a mental movie is this mental imagery that you hold in yourself and that you see when you close your eyes. It's like a scene of a movie in which you can see yourself and you can see some key elements of the things that you want to be happening. And by doing this, I hold my vision, because sometimes on a daily basis you don't see the huge result that you want because it's only one day, or maybe it's just very short time. Like maybe I started planning for 2023 and it's only February, so probably by February I don't see all the results or all the vision unfolded in front of me, and what I need is to hold that vision by closing my eyes and seeing it somewhere else, and knowing that what I'm doing today is completely aligned with that vision. So that helps a lot. And to balance the envisioning part, it's also very important to come back to the present moment. And this is a recommendation I want to share with you, because for me, it was a struggle a couple of years ago when I got obsessed with envisioning, and I was just going to the future all the time. And it was nice because it was encouraging, motivating, and I got some clarity of what I wanted, but at the same time I started to get anxious about it, like literally anxious. I started to be anxious because I got obsessed with the future. I thought that, okay, I will just work now, earn money in corporate, save, and then only in the future I will get what I want. Only in the future I will be happier. And then when you start to condition everything to go to the future, you forget about your present, and then you forget to ground on what is going on right now. So if your actions on the moment are aligned with the future, then you can have the complete certainty and peace that it's going to happen. So you don't have to worry, you don't have to skip to fast forward. No, you can ground on your present and enjoy while it lasts, and with the full certainty that you are walking towards that vision. For doing all this, I do mindfulness meditations, and that's what I also teach, which is grounding on the present moment with your senses, with everything that is going on in the present moment. For me, what helps a lot is also using essential oils. They calm me, they relax me, And sometimes I listen guided meditation, sometimes I just do it by myself. And I like to connect with every part of my body, what's going on in this moment, and also what's going on in my mind in that moment, and just observing my thoughts. Another habit is journaling, and there are so many ways you can do it, but for me the most important is to write down my thoughts or write down what I'm grateful about. And sometimes what I also do, this is really strange, I haven't seen anyone doing that, but what I do, it's like I draw sometimes a vision that I have in my mind about a program I want to develop or about something I want to create. So it's in a way free journaling with a little bit of planning, and sometimes I do that on the back of the books. So yeah, I make my books really, really mine by doing this. And it's just so nice because sometimes I'm reading, but at the same time I have ideas and I want to journal at the same time. So I do both, which is a little bit messy, but I really like that. And then finally, what I do is to celebrate every time that I go out of my comfort zone. That, to be honest, as an entrepreneur, you are doing that almost every day. Almost every day as a content creator, you are going out of a comfort zone, or as I like to see it, like going into the next level of this video game, because you unlock some levels. For example, I was super afraid of the camera a couple of months ago, and then now I'm doing these videos, and it's not completely my comfort zone, but it's way better. But then the next level, let's say, would be to make an event of 50 plus people. But what I am trying to do, probably not on a daily basis, but when I really do something that I'm super, super afraid of, then what I would do is that I reward myself. Probably I take myself for my favorite coffee or my favorite food, or I buy a book for myself. So that's the way that I remind myself that I'm doing something that I was really afraid, but I still did it. It helps you to remind these moments and to validate all these moments of little or bigger wins. So I hope that you find this useful. These are my personal ways to keep myself sane as an entrepreneur and make this journey the most joyful as possible. But if you have any other habit, please share it with us. Thank you for watching.